Okay, the book of First Chronicles begins a fresh retelling of Israel's story, not from the fall of kings like Second Kings, okay, but from the very beginning of humanity. Its purpose is to trace God's covenant line leading to David, showing that despite exile and failure, God's promises still stand. The first part of the chapter covers from Adam to Noah. The first section lists the earliest generations, a quick summary of Genesis 1 to 10. Adam, Seth, Enosh, Cain, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, the sons of Noah, which were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The genealogy begins with Adam, reminding readers that all humanity descends from one creation, but God's covenant will narrow through a chosen line. Right, the second part covers the descendants of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. These represent the Indo-European peoples, nations spread across the north and west, like Greece, Asia, Asia Minor, and Europe. Chronicles starts by showing how all nations came from Noah, but only one line will carry God's redemptive promise. The third part of this chapter covers the descendants of Ham: Cush, Mizraim in Egypt, Put, and Canaan. From this came great ancient nations. From these came great ancient nations: Cush in Ethiopia, Mizraim, Egypt, Canaan, Palestine area, Philistines, Sidon, and the Jebusites also descend from this branch. These are the nations that later surrounded or opposed Israel, showing that God's plan moves even through historic conflicts. The fourth part of the chapter covers the descendants of Shem: Elan, Ashur, Arphaxad, Lud, Aran, and eventually Eber, from whom comes the word Hebrew. From this line come Abraham through Shem, then Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, and finally Abraham. The promise begins to take shape from Adam to Noah to Shem to Abraham. God is selecting the family through whom the Messiah will come. The fifth part of the chapter covers the descendants of Abraham. The chapter concludes listing Abraham's family branches: Ishmael's sons, Arab tribes, then Keturah's sons, other eastern tribes, Isaac's sons, Esau and Israel, Jacob, the key division, and Edom descendants, Esau's line, are listed in detail since Israel's story contrasts with theirs throughout Scripture. Okay, so Chronicle records both sides of the family, but all of the story history points to the chosen covenant line through Israel. Okay, so what are the key lessons from the first chapter, Chronicles 1? The first lesson is God's plan is rooted in real history. Chronicles ties the covenant to actual people and generations. Faith is built on reality, not myth. Second lesson, God rules over all nations. From Adam to Abraham, all nations come from one family, but God chooses Israel of his redemptive mission. Third lesson, God's promise never breaks. Even after exile, Israel's line can be traced unbroken from Adam to Abraham. Proof that God's covenant still stands. Okay. So in the first Chronicles chapter 1 traces the genealogy from Adam to Abraham, showing that God's covenant purpose runs through specific generations, narrowing from all humanity to Noah, Shem, and finally Abraham, through whom the history of Israel begins.